From your local election headquarters, this is Inside Bay Area Politics.
Your party wants to go socialist
My
medicine
party is
and
me.
socialist
right
healthcare.
now, I am
and
the
they're going to
Democratic
dominate
Party.
you, Joe. You know that.
I am the Democratic Party right now. The platform of the Democratic Party.
Yeah, and that was in roughly the first 45 seconds. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm Catherine Heenan. This is a special edition of Inside Bay Area Politics. You know, I wish I had seen your faces and you were here in the newsroom watching part of this. So we marched into this knowing that the president needed to reset the election. Gentlemen, he needed to shake things up. I think we have just a real short bite on at one point where people were telling each other to shut up. But I think it illustrates, Tom, what you're saying about getting past the noise here to listen to what the positions were. Let's play that soundbite.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why
because
would you answer that
because
question?
the question is
the question Supreme
is
Court justice,
the
radical
question,
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
This
Who's
is
on your
so
list?
Right, gentlemen, I think we've ended this.
He's going to pack the court.
You get the idea. All right, when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about who this served, if anybody. We will be back with more highlights and analysis after the break.
You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word.
Oh, give me a break.
Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Well, there you go. President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden went at it in tonight's first presidential debate.
Yeah, if you could get past the mudslinging and the noise, there were several hot-button issues. Our Catherine Heenan hosted a special edition of Inside Bay Area Politics tonight. She has details on what our political analysts thought about this debate, if you could call it that. Catherine.
Well, you know, we were told before the debate, both candidates were being coached on how to get under each other's skin. But yes, a lot of people were really surprised the debate turned so contentious, really only moments after it began. I asked our political analysts for their thoughts.
I don't think this is going to change anyone's minds. It will probably reinforce people's perception of both candidates from their respective viewpoints. But I would say this, we were talking about this during the break. If the next debate starts like this, after 5 minutes, people are going to start turning off the TV because you're not getting as much as you want and the substance that people do need, at least for those, the 10% out there who are undecided, they're not going to get it from this kind of format.
I think it's a missed opportunity for the president with independence. And so that's really the outcome that I think, there's not going to be much crossover voting. I wrote a whole book about that. And so I think it's a missed opportunity in that regard. And if the president wants to do better the next time, you better pick that up.
So if you look at this, right, you have to go back to 1964, where a Democratic presidential candidate has received more than 60% of the vote. LBJ got 61 at that time. So you're looking really at a Democratic candidate who's going to top out around 53% or so, 52%. If Biden can get there. That means a very close race. We've got 5 weeks to go. That means every voter in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, those key battleground states who's watching, maybe they got something out of this. But what we got was a slugfest in the mud, and it certainly wasn't presidential. Hopefully the next one will be better.
And he's talking about the next one. 2 more presidential debates are scheduled. And October 7th, next Wednesday, the first and only vice presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Mike Pence. Ken and Vicky?
All right. Thank you very much, Catherine. And by the way, we're just 35 days away from the election. KRON 4 is your local election headquarters. Ahead at 10:30, we're going to have a live report from Cleveland where the debate took place. That's coming up.